Awesome. Well, hello, everyone. I am, again, thrilled to be here with you all today to share with you how to get started with Canva for Education. I am a Canva learning consultant, and I've been doing this for about a year and a half, and I support districts globally. And I am also newly the global community manager for Canva for Education. So I am going to be creating content for the Canva teachers community on Facebook, as well as the Twitter at Canva EDU handle as well, and helping with Canvassers within Canva for Education. So really excited to be supporting both roles. You can find me in a variety of places. So definitely reach out to me via email. If you have questions following this session, you can find me on the socials. I have my handles right there. I've been in education for over 25 years, many of those years as a career and technical educator. I taught culinary arts, I taught interior design, so a lot of time spent at the secondary level, but I also was a tech integration specialist and student engagement and professional development specialist for my district in Medford, Oregon as well. And so I've worked with all the way from kinder all the way to 12th grade, spent lots of times in elementary and middle school classrooms helping facilitate learning experiences for students. I am the author of a book called Make Learning Magical. It's all about transforming your teaching and creating unforgettable experiences in your classroom. And so Canva fits so in line with my message because I love finding ways to get students creating, get them collaborating, and really making learning a magical experience for all. You can find a few of my podcasts out there. I have a Make Learning Magical podcast and one that I co-facilitate with a friend and colleague called Spark Joy in EDU. So let's just jump in and get started. I want to first get a sense of where you are at with your Canva journey. So if you feel like you are at that one stage, you really haven't had any experience creating yet, please put that in the chat. Somewhat familiar would be a 2. Familiar meaning you are designing and creating, maybe maybe once a week. If you are a 4, you're using it daily for yourself and for creation. And if you're a 5, you are already bringing it into the classroom with students. Awesome. So I see a lot of people that are really just getting started with Canva, and you are in the right place. And so we are going to help you feel comfortable, help you get acclimated, so you'll be up and designing and creating in no time. So the agenda for this morning is going to be as follows. I'm going to jump into what Canva for Education is. So I'm going to talk about a little bit about why Canva for Education exists. And then I'm going to jump into some ideas to help you think about what this could look like in your classroom for your own creation. But really the exciting part is what this could look like when we bring it into our students for student creation and for student collaboration. So I'm going to just touch on some of those ideas. And then we are going to get out of the presentation and I am going to do a homepage walkthrough. So when you open up Canva, you are able to navigate, how to search for templates, how you can organize the different projects that you've created, and how you can start designing. And then we're going to jump right into the design editor. And I'm going to show you some of the basic features that are going to help you get started creating in Canva. And then we're going to have you also jump into a little collaborative design where you can actually try some of these things out. Because it always helps to actually get in there and actually play around and start designing right away. And then I'm going to end with some resources and some time for Q&A. So if you have those questions, you will have that space to ask them. Also, please feel free to ask questions in the chat. So if you have a question, if you have a wondering, if you have an idea or something that, as I'm sharing these ideas, you're like, oh my goodness, we could use this for this, please share, because I am a firm believer in we are better together, and Jordan's going to help me moderate the chat so I don't miss anything that is coming through. So we're going to start off with what is Canva for Education. Now, I have been using Canva since 2013. Canva was created primarily at the beginning for businesses. 2020 was the year that Canva for Education was born. And the exciting thing is that Canva for Education was born and provided free for K-12 educators and students. And so Canva for Education is a platform that looks exactly like the business platform that businesses pay for and that people pay for. However, it has been designed to create a phenomenal experience for students, a safe experience for students so they can create and collaborate. It is an all-in-one visual communications platform. So really anything that you can possibly think of creating in a digital way, you're going to be able to create in Canva. It's really quite phenomenal. And in the Canva for Education suite, you're going to find a variety of doc types. So you're going to be able to write and create documents in Canva. You are going to be able to have a collaborative whiteboard space, kind of like a good equivalent that I kind of refer to as Jamboard. Like if you used a Google Jamboard, it's very similar to that. You can create your presentations. You can present straight from Canva. You're going to be able to create social media posts. You can actually create videos, record and put video presentations together. You can actually print from the print shop in Canva. You can create a website. So and these are just the doc types, and there are so many more things that you're able to do as well. So sometimes people think, well, why is it free? This seems almost too good to be true. How can we get so many features at no cost? At Canva, we believe education is a human right, and Canva for Education empowers everyone to create and collaborate and communicate, not only in the classroom, but beyond as well. And so there's a lot of ways that Canva is maybe different from other platforms, but at Canva, what we think is that the skills that students are learning when they're in Canva are going to transcend that K-12 landscape. So there are companies, many companies like Walt Disney, Peloton, Amazon, that are using Canva in the workplace. There are many, many small businesses, nonprofit organizations that are using Canva as well. And so when students are using Canva in the classroom, they are using a platform that they're going to see when they exit our school systems and go out into the workforce. So it's a really valuable skill for them to learn. And in addition to that, Canva is also fostering timeless skills. So they're, again, learning how to communicate, to create. They're learning how to collaborate. They're learning how to be a lifelong learner. They're learning entrepreneurship skills, how to be adaptable, how to work as a team. And those skills are going to be important for them throughout life. And so that is why Canva has invested in education. So I'm going to just touch on some of the things that you can do in Canva, and there's, again, so much more, but I want to get your minds thinking so that as I'm sharing about Canva today, you can start making those connections between what you're already doing in the classroom, what maybe you're creating in other places, and think about how you could bring that into this platform. So I'm going to start with teaching resources, because I think when you're new to Canva, it helps for you just to get it in and to create and to start making things. And so when you're thinking about creating your presentations, you are going to be able to create very visually engaging, accessible presentations right within the Canva platform. And you're going to be able to present those presentations from Canva as well. Here's the exciting part. You do not have to start from scratch. So not only is there a vast template library that's going to give you some templates to start with, but you also can take presentations that you might have in your OneDrive or maybe your Google Drive or your Dropbox, wherever they might be on your hard drive of your computer. You can upload them into Canva and you can make them your own. So it's going to allow you to edit the font. It's going to allow you to bring in new elements, maybe delete certain things, change background colors. So it's a great, great starting point. If you have those presentations sitting in other places, it's a great place to start. Also, thinking about instructional videos. So our students speak in the language of video. They are on TikTok. They're on Instagram Reel. They are on YouTube. I know my kids are. I have grown kids, and they are learning on those platforms all of the time. And so if students are already consuming and they're creating in these platforms, why not allow them to consume and to create videos within the classroom experience? And there are so many ways that students can show what they know in that format. And you're going to find a variety of formats of videos in Canva. You can create YouTube video formats, Insta-Reel formats, TikTok formats, all of those things. And then also think about when students are consuming information on TikTok, on YouTube, they are consuming these bite-sized learning chunks, right? So we can also provide those bite-sized chunks for our students, and we're giving them some resources and learning experiences that they already know and love. Posters. If you are wanting to create posters for back to school that you put in your classroom, maybe you want to have some posters that are outside in your hallway, you're going to be able to not only design those posters from a variety of templates or from scratch, whichever you'd prefer, but then you can actually have them printed through the print shop. I don't know if you have a print shop within your district that you're able to use, so that might be an option as well. But really, really beautiful, a beautiful print shop that will send you your designs packaged beautifully and with really great quality. Also thinking about activities. So if you want to create activities for your students either in a digital way or something that you're going to print out, those are also able to be created in Canva. Flashcards. I gamified my classroom when I was teaching culinary arts, and I would create badges. Sometimes they were scratch-off stickers, badges that had hidden amounts underneath them. Sometimes they were badges that gave them special incentives in my classes. You could use these flashcard templates to create those badges. You could also create flashcards for any grade level. And when you search that flashcard library, you're going to find flashcards that are really created for more of that primary focus, intermediate focus, middle school focus, high school focus, content area focus. So you will find lots and lots of templates that can get you started creating. And then what's even better is when you have your students create those flashcards, because now they're able to create these flashcards on their own to really help cement that learning. If you are sending out classroom newsletters, maybe you send one to families once a week, once a month, whatever that might be, you're going to be able to find those templates within the template library, and then you are going to be able to create your template copy, and then you can just keep duplicating that newsletter and creating a new one every week, every month, whatever that is. You can even create them in a design collection where they can go back to previous newsletters and see them all in one place. Classroom collaboration, having students collaborate on whiteboards, having them create graphic organizers to help them synthesize information. Have them create an actual storybook where they can maybe write a story and then be able to bring that story to life with elements, with pictures. You can find templates for having students work together in a group if you have those group projects that students are working on. There are even game presentations in the Canva library. So trivia games, this or that games, they come with directions. And these are games that are kind of different than what you might find in other platforms like Kahoot or Gimkit, which I love those platforms as well. But they're really, really fun and really easy to iterate and make your own for the content that you're teaching. Storyboarding, group projects, lots of ways to get our students collaborating. A portfolio. So having your students curate their own work. So they have all of that work in a portfolio type design. You can create a website portfolio. You could create a presentation portfolio. Lots of options there. Have students synthesize and be able to capture their learning in a visual way with infographics. And infographics can be created in the elementary, middle, or high school level to really showcase that learning. Documentary videos, digital notebooks. You could have a digital notebook for executive functioning. Maybe they have habit trackers, goal setting sheets. Maybe they have you could actually have them keep a journal in a digital notebook. And then explainer videos, posters, so many ways for students to capture that learning. And really there's so much more. And so when you look through this list, and if you have something that's jumping out to you like, oh my goodness, I want to do this, please put it in the chat. I'd love to hear what is standing out to you, either from the ideas that I shared or the ideas here. Another really fun one is comic strips, having them share what they know in a comic strip form is really, really powerful and fun for our kids as well. Anything is possible with Canva. The sky is the limit. There is so much that Canva can do. So at this point, I'm going to back out of the presentation and we are going to go to the Canva homepage. And I want to show you what the homepage looks like. So when you are signing into Canva, this is what you are going to see. And so I'm going to help you navigate this platform by talking about a few of these items here on the left-hand side of your sidebar. I'm going to share with you a couple ways that you can begin designing, and I'm going to show you how you can organize your projects. So up here on the top is where the home button is. So anytime you want to get back to the screen, you can click there. You can also click on this Canva logo up on top. Now, underneath home is where you are going to find your projects. And so as you design in Canva, everything is saving automatically. There is no save button to push. It is going to drop it into your projects. So you are going to be able to sort those projects by owner. You're going to be able to sort by category. You can sort by when that project was modified. And then you also are going to be able to sort by folders, designs, brand templates, if your district has those brand templates that are available for everybody to use, images and videos. Now, when you are within your projects, you also have some different abilities to organize and share the things that you have created. So if I go, I'm down here on this sketchnoting template right here. If I hover over this little icon that has kind of two outlines of people, if I click on that, that is going to allow me to share that design with a group or with a specific email. I also can decide what kind of collaboration access I want to give them, whether I want it to be, locked down to only certain people within the district, or if I want to limit that access to just me. Everything by default is only going to be seen by you unless you open up that sharing ability. When I hover and I click on the three dots on the right-hand side, I'm able to make a copy of something. I am able to move something to a folder to organize it. I can download it straight from here, and I can download it in a variety of formats: JPEG, PNG, PDF, SVG for those web design and animations, 3D printing, MP4 video, GIF, or PowerPoint. So I have lots of options. I also can download from the design editor as well, and I'll show you that when we get to it. Also notice that I am able to copy the link from here, copy to another team. So if you have a design and you want to share it into another team within Canva, you also are able to do that as well. Over on the right-hand side, you're going to be able to see that we can either have our projects seen as a list, or we can have them seen as a grid, so whatever you prefer. And we are able to sort by most relevant, newest, oldest, alphabetical, or from A to Z, or from Z to A. When I was talking to you before about how you can take those things that you've already created in other platforms and bring it into Canva and make it new, make it maybe more accessible and more visually engaging, you can do that by clicking on this Add New button up on the top right. And when I click on the Add New button, I can add a folder. So if I want to organize my things, I can do that. I can upload from my computer. Or if I click Import from an app, it is going to allow me to grab things either from my Google Drive, my OneDrive, or Dropbox. So if you know you have those presentations, those activities, whatever it might be in other locations, that is one way that you're going to be able to bring it in so that you are able to edit those items. Moving back to the home page, down below there is another icon that says templates. And templates is where we are going to be able to search the vast library of templates within Canva. And you're going to notice there's some keywords along the top, so we can search by keyword. We also are going to be able to search by grade, and this is fairly new. For a long time, we had subjects here that we could choose from, but we didn't have grade. Now we can search by grade level all the way from, you can see your preschool, all the way through 12th. I can search by subject, and I can even search by resource type. So lots and lots of options there for refining that search. And then it also is going to allow us to search for things that maybe we would like. It anticipates what we're going to like based on what we've designed before. You can look for things that are trending, things that are new, etc. So lots of ways that you can search here for the things that you are looking for. I'm going to go back to the home page again, and I'm going to show you another way to search. We can put a search right here in this bar underneath where it says, what will you design today? And we can search by templates, or we can search within the projects that we've already created. So let's say I want to search for a comic strip. I can simply put comic strip in the search bar, make sure I'm toggled onto templates, and I click enter. When I do that, I see that there are 263 templates for comic strips in the Canva library. So I can scroll through and look for ones that I might want to use in my class. Now, notice that I also can filter. So if I decide, I want to stick to something that is playful, I want to make sure it's geared towards education, I can even choose subject areas or colors, then it refines that down just a little bit more. So let's say I decided, I really like this particular template. I want to preview it. I can come down here to preview. And now I can see that there are 4 pages to this template. It's even coming with a resource page where a student will be able to drag these different bubbles and different graphics into their comic strip. And I might decide at this point, I either want to star it because I like it and I want to use it again, or I can go over here to the 3 dots and I can share with somebody else, maybe on my grade level team. Or I might decide, what, I love this. I'm just going to go ahead and customize it. And as soon as I click customize, it is going to drop into my Canva design editor, and I can start editing this any way that I want by changing the title, changing anything. Anything on here can be changed and moved around. So this is a great way for you to really get some inspiration and find different ideas that you would want to bring into your classroom. Also note that the visual suite is right up on top. So I can go specifically to videos, to websites, to whiteboards, to docs, and search just those doc types where anything, so let's say I click on videos, I'm going to be able to search by mobile video, Facebook video, Instagram Reel, and it is going to provide all of the templates that I might want to use in that video folder. The last way that I like to begin designing is by going up here to create a design up on the top right. Now, when I click create a design, I can type, just like I did in the search bar in the middle, a topic. So let's say comic strip. And when I click comic strip, it is going to bring me right into that design editor. So the difference is that when I'm searching in that middle bar within my home page, I am searching templates and using a template as a starting point. When I go up here to this create a design, I'm choosing the design type that I want to use, but it is not going to show me templates. It's going to bring me straight into that design editor. But what I can do now is I can go up to this top bar and I can search templates from here. So now if I wanted to find comic strip templates, it is going to show them all to me, and I can just kind of sort through and find the templates that I would like. So let's say I'm intrigued by this things that bring me joy comic strip. If I hover, I can see all the different pages, but if I click on it, it is going to allow me to apply any of these pages or all three to my design. And so now you see that all of those pages have shown up here in the tray in the design editor. Now, I want to show you a few other things that you can do with this design once you bring it in to the design editor as far as changing maybe styles or things. So if I go over to styles, for this particular, I got to get rid of the comic strip, I am going to be able to choose a color scheme. So right now you can see that this particular design has kind of a pink, orange, lime green kind of feel to it. But you might decide, you know what, that's not really the color scheme I want to go with. I want to go with something maybe just a little different. I can search through these different color palettes here, or what Canva would call styles. And when I find a color palette that I like, I can simply click on it. And as soon as I click on it, it applies that color palette to the design. Now, I might decide, you know what, I don't really like how it applied those colors. I like the colors, but I don't like how they are applied to that design. I can simply click shuffle in the center again, and it is going to keep changing that color palette until I get the color palette that I want. Then if I wanted to, I could go in, and if I decided, you know what, I just really want there to be kind of different colors throughout, I can go in and change any of the blocks that I want to. So I love styles because it really gives you an opportunity to see what colors go well together and be able to really have a design that pops. Now, when I do that, when I go in and I pick my color scheme, I can apply that color scheme once I select the one that I want to all of the pages. So if I go down here to apply all pages and click it, now all of those pages within my design have that color scheme applied. So design really helps you to, again, create that visually engaging color scheme and be able to find your templates. I am going to go now to another design that I created for you all that I'm going to show you some of the other features in Canva, and then we are all going to collaborate together. So I created a very basic About Me template. And I chose this particular idea because as we start a new school year, it is so important that we get to know the students that we serve, that we build those relationships, that we build that classroom culture right from the start. And so a really easy way to do that is to do some type of an About Me activity. Now, I'm going to show you some of the features in this activity, and then I'm going to bring you all into it, and we are going to have this collaborative activity that could kind of be an example of something that you could do in your classroom environment. So this particular About Me template was created as a presentation template. So it's kind of the presentation dimensions to it. Notice that at the bottom here, I have just duplicated this page a number of times. I think we have about 24 here today, so that everybody will have a chance to jump onto one of these pages. And so to duplicate, I simply just clicked Command D on my keyboard. You also could hover above on the top right where the three little dots are, and you can also duplicate your page from there as well. So I'm going to start on page 1, and I'm just going to go down the row here in the Canva Design Editor sidebar. This black bar with all of these icons is called our Canva sidebar. So I already showed you some of the features in design. I want to point out that if you are in a presentation, in addition to templates and styles, you're also going to be able to change layout. And so it is going to look at the page I have here, and it's going to show me some different options of how I could lay out things on my page. And so if you kind of want to mix things up and organize your information in various ways within your presentations, layout is a great way to kind of look at different ideas for how to lay out that content. But I am going to jump now to elements. Elements is really where a lot of your creativity and your design is going to come from. And within elements, we have a lot of different categories. We have lines and shapes, graphics, stickers, photos, videos, charts, tables, frames, grids, and audio. I am not going to go into all of these today. I'm only going to show you graphics and photos, and I will save the other elements or other categories within elements for another session. So let's go ahead and start with photos. And I am going to, for this About Me, going to share some of my favorite things, some of the things that I would want to share with somebody for them to get to know me better. So I'm going to start by typing in the word beach because I absolutely love the ocean. I love any opportunity that I have to drive 2.5 hours west towards the Oregon coast. I love Southern California beaches because I spent a great deal of time. I went to college in San Diego. But I love beaches pretty much anywhere in the world that I go. So when I click beach, you're going to notice that within those photos, I have a number of beach photos that automatically pop in here. Now, for those of you who may have used Canva, like a personal Canva account or basic Canva account, Canva for Education allows you to use any element for free. There is no cost associated with it at all. So if I found a picture that I like, and I really love this one right here that I'm hovering over, as soon as I click on that picture, it pops right into my page, whatever page within that design that I'm in. So now what I can do is I can, just using my mouse, click on it and hover over any one of these frames. These squares are what Canva calls frames. Let go and it pops right in there. Now, if I was to double click on this picture, there are some pictures that are going to be able to be adjusted either up, down, side by side. This particular picture that I chose is a square picture, so it's kind of fitting in there just right. Now, what I can do is I can add a subheading here. So I'm going to just say the beach. I love the beach. I want you to notice something. When I am clicked on this text box, I want you to notice that there's a purple line that's surrounding that text box. I can also move the white little dot on the corner to make it bigger, smaller. But I want you to notice that there's a toolbar that pops up on top that is going to allow me to change the color. I am able to, I have to highlight it first. I can change the color to purple. I can change my font style. I can change the size of my font. I can even add some special effects if I wanted to maybe make that neon or add maybe an outline or maybe have it pop off the page a little bit. So all of these design options are available. Now I want you to pay attention to this top toolbar and see what happens when I click the photo. Now I have different design options here. So now I can edit this photo if I want to go in and add some filters, effects, if I want to maybe remove a background, for instance, or use the magic eraser or the magic edit. I also can flip something around. I can animate something. I can change the position. So I can layer things in front, in back. I can even change the transparency of something. So anything you click on in your page within your design is going to change your design options up on top. So I'm going to go back to elements. Again, it's the second icon over. And now I'm going to type coffee because I'm definitely needing coffee these days. My summer has been very, very busy. And I'm also going to click on photos. Now, these frames are found within elements as a category. And you can drop any photo into them, whether they're photos that you've uploaded into Canva or photos that you find in the library, but graphics will not drop into these frames. So it only can be a photo or a video. A video will work as well. So I'm going to just kind of scroll through and I am going to, I love when my coffees have the pretty little design on top. So I'm going to click on that one and I'm going to drop it into that frame. Now this picture is a little bit, is more rectangular in size. So now you can see that I have a little bit of movement when I double click on that picture and I can center it right in the center. So I love coffee. Now I am going to choose for this last picture a photo that I have uploaded because I want to share with you a picture of my family because I love my family very much. And so in this uploads icon right underneath text, I am able to upload files, and I can upload them from any of these places. And when I do that, they drop right in here. So if I was wanting to bring in a picture, I'm going to bring in this picture of my family. I was just in New York City a couple weeks ago. It's my husband on the right and my son on my left and my daughter in the middle there. And we were right by the Brooklyn Bridge in this picture. So I'm going to go ahead and drop that picture in to my design as well. Now, I have my pictures in here. I'm going to put my family is amazing. I could make any design choices again that I want to. Notice that because this was the text was too much for that box, it's going on to 2 lines. I can make it longer, this text box longer, so it's on 1 page. I also can go in here and go up to my effects, and I can change my line spacing so that is closer together. So I could do either or there. I'm going to change this up top to About Tisha. And I'm going to add an effect to this. Let's go ahead and add a, we're going to go ahead and make that neon. I want to change the color, so we'll make it kind of a purple color. So now I have changed my text. I've added some photos to here. So now I want to go in and maybe add some graphics to my design. So I'm going to go back up into Elements, and what do I want to add? I am going, you know what, I love birds. So I'm going to put a bird graphic in here. And I don't want to look at photos. I want to look at graphics. So I'm going to find a bird that I like here. I'm going to pick this yellow one. And I'm going to show you a fun little quick trick. This is more of an advanced trick, but it's fun, so I'm going to share it with you. So I've added this bird in. Now I'm going to go up to Animate, and I'm going to click on Create an Animation. Now what I can do is I can move this bird across my page. Notice how there's a purple line that the bird is leaving behind. That is the path that this bird is going to take when it's animated. When I let go, you can see this bird kind of flying across my screen. Because I was using my mouth and it was a little bit choppy, I am able to smooth that movement out a little bit. I also can change the speed if I want to, and I can even add some special effects if I was interested in doing so to that particular animation. So now when I play this video or play this presentation, that animation is going to show up. You can see that bird flying around my design. So kind of a fun little feature. So I showed you design, I showed you the basics within Elements, I showed you text, and I showed you uploads. Something to note, but not something I'm going to go in today and share about, is the record yourself. You can screencast, you can record your own video, and you can record just your voice. And so as you have students creating in Canva, know that that is a possibility for students, that they can record themselves, not only just in a video, but in a presentation as well. All right. I am going to share this presentation with you so that you're going to now be able to create your own About Me slide. Now, I want to show you a couple things before I share this template with you. Down here, there's a little caret that allows you to change the view from this tray, where you see this tray, to more of a scrolling view where you can see all of the different pages stacked. I'm going to look at this in this view because what I find is helpful is once you get access to this presentation, I want you to claim your page. And you can claim your page either by typing your name. I would like you to do this piece because I think it helps label them so it's easier to see who's where. Label your name right here, right next to where it says page and the number. And then you'll also add your name to the page itself by writing about and your name. I'm going to share this with you by going up to my share menu up on the top right. I'm going to make sure that anyone with a link can access, and I want to make sure that you have editing capability. So I'm going to go ahead and copy that link. That's as easy as it is to share this presentation with others. And then I'm going to go down here to my the chat within this Google Meet, and I am going to drop that in. And when you click on the link, you will see yourself popping in above. So I can see that people are popping in because I see your names, your little circles pop up in this top bar. Now, when you pop in, you're probably going to land on page 1. So what I want you to do, and I'm going to go into my grid view. I can find my grid view here at the bottom. It looks like a little waffle. And I can see where everyone is. And so I can see that we have some people who are finding another slide. And I see we still have some people in page 1. So just find a page that does not have somebody on it. And you can tell if somebody's on it because you're going to, I'm going to show you what that looks like. You're going to see their name up on the top right or their initials. So if somebody is already there, move to one that is not being occupied. Make sure that you write your name right above where it says the page number so we know who's where. And now when I go into grid view as a teacher, I can see where everybody is landing. And so I can see that most everybody is on their own page now. I don't see any duplicates, which is great. As a teacher, as students are finding their page and as they're engaging in an activity that I've created for them, I have my device and I'm walking around the classroom and I can see if there's more than one person on a page, I can go and direct that person to maybe find another one. If I see there's not any creation happening on a page, I can go and support that person that might be struggling. So it's really helpful to have this kind of grid view so that you can see what's happening. So what I would like you to do now is I want you to do just like I did, add some photos to your About Me to share some of the things that you love. I'd like you to change those text boxes to be able to give a little bit of a descriptor about what you are sharing about. And then if you are an advanced user or you just have extra time, what I'd like you to do is go to background, and you're going to find background by going into your apps. And you're going to have to type in the word background. And you will see it has kind of these diagonal lines on it. This is going to allow you to change your backdrop. So if I wanted to add something different, I could simply click on it and it's going to change the background of my design. So that would be an advanced feature. If you have done all the other things and you still have time, you can go ahead and play around with adding some backgrounds to your design. I'm going to give you about I'm going to set the timer for 3 minutes and we'll see if we need more time. So 3 minutes to go in and create your About Me slide. I am going to access my timer. My timer is right here at the bottom. And I'm going to set that timer for 3 minutes to help us keep on track. You're going to notice that there is even a select music button. So I can pick some upbeat music as we're designing here. And I'm going to go into grid view so I can see how you're all working. If this is going too fast for you, just watch right now. That is perfectly fine. We all learn differently. And so if you just want to kind of watch what other people are doing on the page, I will kind of move this back into grid view. That is great. And one of the things that I love about Canva is that it is very, very intuitive. And so you're going to be able to just kind of start playing and clicking around on these sidebar features and just trying them out. There is really nothing. What's great is there's nothing you can really mess up within Canva. You can always undo by clicking this undo button up here, and you can just kind of learn as you go. So no worries if you are not ready to start designing. Just watch. That is perfectly fine. And what I love about this kind of an activity too, like we're doing this as an about me activity, very low stakes, not huge high cognitive demands. This is a great entry point for students. You also, if you were not ready to do this in a collaborative way with students, you would be able to just share the template link. So maybe you just create one page. You can go up to share. And then in the share menu, there is a more button. It will allow you to copy a template link. And now you're going to be able to share that template link. Everybody gets their own copy, and then they can turn that back into you depending on how you want to use this with whatever learning management system that you use. So there are lots of different ways that you could do something like this. If you were wanting to do something like this in a collaborative way, what is great is once you've given everybody time to complete their page, and I really would think for most activities like this, 3 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes max is all you really would want to give. You can go in to present. So you can see I have different varieties of ways that I can present a presentation in Canva. But when I go ahead and just click present, now I can go through each page of this presentation, and I can give people maybe a 15-second, 30-second runway to share about themselves, however much time you want to give students to be able to do that. And this way, all of them are in one spot, really easy to share with others. And now everybody is getting to know a little bit about their peers, which is just kind of a fun thing. Then you could take something like this type of an activity, and you could maybe the next time you do it, increase that cognitive load. Maybe you want them to share what they know about a specific topic, or maybe you want them to create a page based on something that they learned that day. I mean, there's just multiple different things that you could do with an activity like this, but a great way to just get students not only creating, but get them collaborating in Canva as well. Awesome. I'm loving just kind of scrolling through and seeing your About Me pages. They're fantastic. So I also want to make sure that you are aware of some of these different sharing or different features up on this top toolbar. So I shared with you how I copied this link and was able to share it with you so everybody could bounce in. Also notice that I can download from here as well. So I can download anything that I create as a PDF, a PowerPoint, MP4, JPEG, PNG, SVG, or GIF. So all of those downloading options. I also am able to go into my More menu, and I can see all of these other things that I can do as well. I can present and record. So if I want to create a presentation and then go into the recording studio and record myself talking through that presentation, I'm also able to do that. I even can put notes in my talking presentation to help guide what I'm talking about, and my notes will not be seen by others when that video recording is created. But lots and lots of integrations and sharing that Canva has built into their platform. Also notice up here on File, I am able to import files from here. I can save things to folders. I can make copies. I even can go back on version history. So if something I wanted to go back to a previous version, I'm also able to do that as well. I can view all comments. So lots of useful things. In addition, I can resize my presentation. So maybe I created this presentation, but I decided, you know what? I want to actually make it into a video. I can simply click video. I can either resize the current one or copy and resize. So I'm just going to go ahead and resize the current one. And now when I do that, now this presentation has actually turned into a video. So I am actually going to be able to play it like a video, and it will actually allow me to download or copy an MP4 link, which is really cool. All right. So you've gotten a little taste of the design editor. You've gotten a little taste of the homepage. I shared a little bit about what Canva can do. Now we have 5 minutes remaining. I just want to go back and I want to share with you some resources to allow you to continue your learning journey in Canva. This is a great time too. If you have questions in the chat, please put them there. I will stick around a little bit after the session as well to answer any further questions. There are amazing Canva tutorials. And so if you click on that link, you all will have access to this presentation. You're going to be able to find those different tutorials to learn exactly what it is that you still feel like you need to learn about. Also, there is an amazing community on Twitter that's sharing out ideas all of the time. So if you are on Canva or if you're on Twitter, go and follow the Canva EDU handle. That is actually one of my new roles as a global community manager, is I'm going to be helping build that community. So you will definitely find me there. You also can use the handles or the hashtags Canva EDU, Canva Love, and Canva Tips. So make sure you use those so that people who are scrolling through those feeds are going to see what you're sharing about. Also, there is an amazing Facebook teachers community, which I am going to be starting to manage that community on Monday. And we are engaging in great conversations there. Lots of ideas are being shared. I believe there's over 70,000 members there in that community that are just growing together in how they're bringing Canva into their classrooms. You can click that link and it will bring you right in so that you can join. There is a district hub. This hub is a one-stop shop. So you're going to be able to find lots of teacher resources. There's a back-to-school toolkit that's been added recently. There are lots of cheat sheets and tips and tricks that you're going to find there. So definitely take a look. Might be a great place to bookmark on your browser so that you can access it often. And that is it. And I am so grateful that you all came today to be a part of this session. I'm so excited to see what you designed today. Again, just know that Canva is forgiving, it's intuitive, and it's really fun. So just jump in, maybe start searching templates, jump into a design, and just start playing. And I think you'll find that before you know it, you're going to be off and running, and your students will be too. Again, thank you so much for having me today.